understand where you're coming from there, man. All right, let's move it along now to stack backer, and we can go back up and look at these here in a second if you guys would like. But last year we broke camp with 5. All right, Quay Walker and rookie Edgrrin Cooper are every down starters. Isaiah McDuffie backs them up, while Isaiah Simmons adds versatility in sub packages. Tyron Hopper takes the 5th spot for speed and special teams. So the locks are Quay Walker, Edgrrin Cooper, Isaiah McDuffie. Also making the cut is Simmons and Hopper. Right, there is the full list. So that means Christian Welch and Jamin Dumas-Johnson would be the linebackers out. Have no problem with that. If you can somehow get Christian Welch on the practice squad this year, your linebacker room is going to be a lot better. We talked about him coming out of camp. And, I got to eat a little crow here. If you guys remember when we did our Final 53, like when Final Cuts made, we did our live stream that day and kind of broke down, all right, here's all the players that got cut. I was pretty tore up over Christian Welch. I was like, man, I feel like he did everything he possibly could to make this roster. Mm-hmm. Goody was right. Look at the grade. 46 is what he finished with last year. 46. Now, you also look at Isaiah Simmons is 45.6. However, his special teams grade, if I remember correctly, I think he graded out in the 80s. So Isaiah Simmons is going to bring some special teams depth there as well. But we'll start with you this time, Jacob, since everybody stole your thunder that last time. What do you think about the linebacker room here, man? And the fact that we're keeping 5 like we did last year, what if you only had to keep, or you were only able to keep 4 and pick up a roster spot somewhere else, with Colin Oliver being kind of a hybrid type player? What do you think?
Yeah, exactly. So that would be my thought process there. It would be the Edgrrin Cooper, obviously Quay. You gotta see what you have in Hopper, and then did they give McDuffie an extension or like a slight extension? So to me, I don't feel like that one to me is a lock. It has to be, right. The biggest question mark, I guess, I haven't seen enough from would be Hopper / Isaiah Simmons. Although we have seen a lot from Isaiah Simmons in New York, but it's unfair to really say that he got his true potential because one, he's in New York in the Giants Stadium playing for a guy that wants him to absolutely never find a position he can solidify his confidence in. He spoke about how when he went to Green Bay that the first thing that really enticed him was the fact that Hafley said, hey, we're going to find you a spot. We're going to keep you there. Basically, we're going to let you get good at that, hone your craft, and then absolutely, let you loose and see what the best potential. Wasn't he 8th round overall 8th round overall pick? First round?
8th first rounder. Yep.
Yeah. So 8th overall. Yeah.
That to me, again, seems like that kind of potential, that sort of ball of clay that we know the Packers love grabbing, potential prospects that they're like, maybe if we had him in the draft and we could have maybe gotten our kind of hook sunk into him, like what kind of position, what kind of player would he have eventually become? But it is hard to see us keeping less than 5. I really do think that if I had to guess, it'd be Walker, Cooper, McDuffie, Simmons, Hopper, still having Oliver slip on, but I don't know. I think Jamin Dumas-Johnson was somebody that's pretty intriguing, and I think he's a great practice squad guy. I don't know if we're going to sneak Welch on there again. He's one of those just oddballs that, I thought when you watched him, he caught my attention, and I thought like he deserved another shot, but who am I? I'm just a guy.
Go ahead, Tim. I know you're big on stack backer, man. Let's hear it.
Yeah, our Iola's own Christian Welch not making the team this year once again, unfortunately. I think this room is set. It's Walker, Coop, McDuff, Simmons, and Hopper. If you're going to put that same scenario on me and say, okay, you can only keep 4, then Isaiah Simmons has got to go because you cannot give up on Tyron Hopper. We just haven't.
Yeah.
We owe it to ourselves to see what we have in him.
3rd round pick, Tim.
Yeah. And we know Zay McDuffie's not going anywhere. That guy's got a solidified role on this team, as he should. I feel like he's earned it. He's kind of taking over that role that we saw Eric Wilson playing for us last year. So right. I kind of like that with the young talent of Cooper and Hopper. And then you've got some experience there with McDuffie, Simmons, and Quay. So I think it's a well-rounded room. I think Colin Oliver, like I said, this is the issue with them. You got a versatile player. Well, there's kind of room for him in one of these rooms, maybe the edge room, maybe the linebacker room. I think he's got a better chance making it as an edge rusher, and hopefully that's how it pans out. And then these are the 5 that we end up breaking camp with for sure.
Can I pose Tim a question, or I guess everybody a question? Because now that I'm looking at this, and I felt real confident, real comfortable with this group. If you get one injury, or if you, God forbid, get 2 injuries, and let's say that one of them has to be Cooper or one of them is Quay, I feel drastically different about the success of the linebacker room. Is that a fair statement to say?
Right. If Edgrrin Cooper goes down, it's going to be an uphill battle. Now, the thing that gives me hope, Jacob, is, and I want to get your take on this, Emilio, Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams back there playing safety gives me a lot of hope, right? It really does, man. The level of comfort that I get knowing that Xavier McKinney is on this roster, I cannot explain. Like, it's just, I don't know. What do you think, though, Emilio? If Cooper goes down, that'd be about the most devastating thing that could happen.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem if Coop goes down. I think in that scenario, we lean heavily on like a 3 safety set or big nickel or something like that. We push 2 backers and say, okay, or, you say, all right, Colin Oliver, now it's your time to go to stack. I mean, it's not like they're not afraid of moving rookies around if they think they can do it. They did it to Bull all last year. So if
there's another stack backer option.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullard himself.
My question is like where we are with the with Eric Wilson's snap counts. So I mean, just looking at, I was kind of thinking, what if McDuffie didn't make it, but the dude had the second most snap counts. Obviously, Edgerrin's going to kind of take that this year. I think Isaiah is probably going to be closer to 500 snaps roughly. But how many did Eric Wilson take? When Quay went down and things like that. So I do think that we're going to need to make sure. Depth is the biggest thing. Depth is going to be key. It's going to be king this whole year. You're never going to go scot-free, but that's tough, man. I would say, Coop, Copper, Quay, and then, it's kind of a toss-up from there.
It's why it'd be nice if we could stash Christian Welch on the practice squad, but he'd probably get snatched up, right?
Yeah,
he probably wouldn't be there long.
Yeah, it's a great point, man. All right, let's move it along to